Talbot BA105 1935–37. The most successful division of the Anglo-French Sunbeam Talbot Derrick, STD, combine, Talbot might well have escaped takeover by Rootes in 1935 had it not been shackled to its weaker partners. The company's healthy position had been achieved by a succession of well-engineered products penned by its designer, Swiss-born Georges Roche, whose obsession with the pursuit of high performance through increased engine revolutions led to some of the most memorable cars of the 1930s. Talbot's chief engineer from 1916, Roche rescued the company from the brink of failure with the launch of the 1445. Introduced in 1926 as the basis of a one-model policy, the 1445, like all Roche's Talbot creations, was powered by a smooth and flexible six-cylinder overhead valve engine endowed with a remarkably high output for its size. Abandoning the one-model program, Roche developed the 1445 to produce the 75 and 90 models, the latter setting Talbot on the path towards renewed sporting success. 1931 saw the arrival of the 3.0-liter 105 powered by a new 6 featuring staggered valves, a Roche stratagem allowing for improved breathing. There was more technical innovation for 1933 in the form of Luvex adjustable dampers and the Roche-designed, Wilson pre-selector gearbox, the latter augmented for 1935 by Talbot's famous automatic traffic clutch which permitted sequential upward gear changes. Also new for 35 were a dropped chassis frame and a 3.4-liter model, the 110, that would turn out to be the ultimate Roche Talbot. One of the great makes of the 1930s, Talbot was axed by new masters Rootes in 1937. The BA series of the Talbot 105 was made in much fewer numbers than the other series. Only 23 chassis were erected and of these only 4 had the catalogued sports tourer coachwork by Derrick. One of 3 known survivors, this particular example was delivered on 12 April 1935 to the Thornton Engineering Company Limited, the Talbot agents in Bradford. On 13 April 1935 the car was sold to Mr. C. Embler, a local mill owner. No history is known between that date and 1964 when it was acquired, and restored over a period, by Roy Ireland. The current vendor first saw this Talbot BA105 tourer in 1998 at an STD rally being driven by the STD Register's then secretary, John Curley. Bought from John Curley in 2001, the car came with a file of bills relating to his 19 years of ownership totaling approximately $12,000. Also on file is a published letter written by Roy Ireland, who had owned the Talbot before selling it to Tony Hull. In an addendum, Tony Hull said that he owned the car between 1972 and 1982, during which period some 12,000 miles were covered, mainly on STD events, national rallies and driving tests. Key 9680 was featured on the SO calendar for 1980. Responding to Roy Ireland's letter, John Curley recalled that he had blown up the engine, writing off the block and sump. An identical Type 95 engine was fitted in its place. When purchased in 2001 the car displayed a total of 13,720 miles on the odometer, to which the vendor has added a further 10,000 or so. Recent mechanical refurbishment includes an overhaul of the rear axle by Ian Poulsen in 2004, 4,695, reconditioning the Wilson pre-selector gearbox, undertaken by Cecil Schumacher in 2009, 2,903, various works by Arthur Archer in 2009, 5,103, and a cylinder head overhaul, including new valves, by Arthur Archer in 2011-2012, 4,865. Only some 1,000 miles have been covered since the gearbox rebuild in July 2009. Described as in generally good condition, this beautiful post-vintage thoroughbred is offered with current MO, tax, Swansea V5 registration document and an extensive history file containing correspondence and invoices dating back to the early 1970s. A modern oil filter is the only notified deviation from factory specification.